So, Asmongold's comments about the Palestinians is another example on why we should not use the term woke. So, Asmongold, what he did is he basically advocated genocide against the Palestinians, right? And I'm going to explain why he is advocating genocide against them. Because his defenders will say he just said he didn't care, which is not true. He did say that, but there's implications to what he said, and I'll explain why. So, what he said was, I don't care if they get killed off or wiped out because they're regressive and backwards and mistreat minorities. And they want to genocide us with Sharia law, which is complete fucking nonsense, right? So we genocide them, we attack them, and we kill them far more than they do to us, right? And there have been cases where Muslim nations have ruled over Christians and Jewish minorities and have oppressed them throughout history, okay? But they've very, very, very rarely treated us, the West, as bad as we've treated them. I think the most bloodthirsty Muslim ruler to ever exist is Tamerlane. He killed millions, and he wasn't really that Muslim. He used to drink, and he used to kill fellow Muslims more than Christians, right? He killed loads of Muslims, but he was a mass murdering maniac. But there's far more examples from the West when it comes to Christian mass murdering maniacs, right? Where we are still in the modern age when this sort of behavior should be in the dustbin of history, we're mass murdering them, right? I'm not talking about the 19th century imperialism. I'm not talking about the 17th century. I'm not talking about the 12th century crusades, right? We are killing them in the millions right now. We invaded Iraq and destroyed over 1 million lives. And before the Iraq invasion, we destroyed 1 million lives with sanctions, a medieval blockade, yeah? And we got a fucking nerve to talk about how backwards and aggressive and violent they are. That's pure projection. Pure projection. This self-congratulatory, self-masturbatory narrative about ourselves as Westerners is disgusting. It's so dishonest and it's so fucking egotistical and arrogant. Right, and I don't. And I don't believe in this like white guilt stuff and like self-flagellation about history. I just want this imperialism to stop now, right? I'm not politically correct like that. Someone's trying to guilt trip me over this sort of thing. I get angry and I tell them to fuck off. So it's not like I'm politically correct or anything. I just want the institutions and the system to end that leads to this, to these mass murders, imperialism, and genocide. Okay. I'm not redoing this again because it's like my 10th attempt. So, when you go, I don't care that a group of people die, and then you offer the standard imperialist justification on why these people are backwards and it doesn't matter why they die, you're actually promoting genocide. You're advocating for their death, right? I don't care if these people die. They're a bunch of backwards losers who are less developed than we are, and we're more advanced than them. They don't hold our advanced, enlightened values, so therefore the world will not miss them. That's a Nazi narrative. That's called life unworthy of life, and it's a pretty typical liberal neocon narrative, right? So anyway, the right wingers, they've got this discourse about this that's absolutely false because they're playing the free speech victim. He's just getting banned for wrong think, right? He's just getting banned for wrong think, okay? Right? Or it's just censorship. He got like a 2-week ban from his stream for supporting mass murder and genocide. That's a light punishment. He's getting banned for groupthink. You got to be a right-wing retard to even try that narrative on. You're an idiot. And I've seen it in the comment section. When you point at the hypocrisy out, they'll just spiel back to how evil the Muslims are and how they oppress people and all that shit. So basically, I've seen someone try and justify it with, oh yeah, the Palestinians stone women, which I don't actually think happens in Palestine, right? I don't think it happens in Palestine at all, as far as I know. But even if it did, it's a non sequitur, right? They stone women, right? Therefore, we get to genocide them. It's a non sequitur. And by the way, stonings, the whole framing of they stone women is false. It's female supremacist because men get stoned as well. Men get stoned for adultery more than women do, actually. Okay. So, yeah. So they use this false narrative to defend their bullshit. Oh, they're backwards. They stone the women. Sharia law. They're evil. First of all, we support regressive regimes like Saudi Arabia. We support countries, dictatorships in Africa that kill homosexuals, right? We support dictatorships like in Indonesia, East Timor, that was a mass murder. We support Latin American death squads in Nicaragua. Every single Latin American country almost has been attacked or couped at one time, right? Like left wingers and unionists have been murdered and massacred by CIA-backed forces at one time or another. There's so many fucking examples of this. We've got no right to go on about how backwards and violent they are. So anyway, now to lead to my main point of this video, all this nonsense is under the woke umbrella now. So if you defend Palestinians from genocide and you object to mass murder, you're now woke. So again, the term woke is so vague, broad, nebulous. It's applied to absolutely anything that right wingers don't like. It's meaningless. If we allow the term to gain traction in our spaces, we'll get hijacked. We've got to reject the term woke. Like, if you use the term woke without irony, you're a right wing chud now. I'm sorry, you're a right wing chud. Okay? And I've noticed another trend as well. Like, the more trad Marxist types who are quote unquote against ID politics, they use the term woke against feminists as well, but they want to quarantine it. They're still feminists themselves, but the ones that give them bad optics, right? They don't really believe, these ones don't particularly believe anything different from them, but they act weird, they act very high conflict, they act very strange. The feminists, intersectional feminists who act weird and therefore cause bad optics for them, they label them as woke and try and dismiss them and quarantine them from an optics point of view. Even the left wingers are doing this now to a certain extent, the Marxists, right? But there's no such thing as woke anyway. It doesn't exist. It's a boogeyman that was invented by a right wing idiot. Okay, over and out.